Anyway, I've been eating like shit. Okay. Let me also explain something to you. Here's my moment of confessing my sin. Okay. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. I have been engaging in carbicide. Okay. I have been engaging in faticide. I've been eating too much. I've been eating like shit for the past 3 weeks. Yeah, because my dad's here. Okay. That's it. Pope Francis, the 266th Pope of the Roman Catholic Church, a humble reformer who sought to make the Catholic Church more inclusive and clashed with world leaders over the rights of immigrants, who was a profound advocate for the livelihood and the lives of all of those who were slain unjustifiably in the genocide in Gaza, has unfortunately passed away at the age of 88. Now, I am not a Catholic, not a particularly religious person at all, but he was a very woke pope, a socialist, perhaps one of the most redeeming individuals for the nation state of Argentina, an irredeemable country with some notable exceptions. We're going to be talking about that in a little bit, but I just wanted to get started on that by saying we like the woke pope here. We are a fan of the woke pope here, or at least I am, and I mourn his passing. It's one of the few instances where I've actually felt kind of bad about like a super old man dying. In any case, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about his background and all of that in a minute. But before I do that, folks, boys, girls, MBs, this is part of the broadcast where I tell you about my personal news, about what's going on in the world of Hasan, HasanAbi, Pike in between the time period where I pressed the stop streaming button and pressed the start streaming button. So help me God, I will do that for all the parasocialists out there who want to know. It is Monday, 4/21/2025, 11:08 a.m. It's Monday News Day. And of course, we're going to get to the news. But before we get to the news, hold on. I'm fixing up a little Band-Aid for my fingy to make sure I cover up, patch up my finger, just like I'm Dr. Mike Rabinowitz. All right, so personal news-wise, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, and MBs, I hope everyone's having a fantastic Monday, regardless of the somber loss that we are all feeling with the loss of the 266th Pope. This is the part of the broadcast where I tell you about my personal news about what's going on in the world of Hasan, HasanAbi, Pike in between the time period where I press the stop streaming button and start the streaming button. So help me God. Let's get right into it. Ended the broadcast yesterday and immediately dove headfirst into the pit. And there's a lot I need to talk about on that front. It is an amazing show. It was 9 out of 10. I said, Kaya looks sad that Papa Francisco died. Yeah, Kaya is sad too. Kaya is actually a big fan of the Pope, but Catholic. Kaya is Catholic. Kaya is an ecumenical Marxist. So everybody calm down. She's an ecumenical Marxist. All right. So what was I going to say? Oh yeah. Personal news wise. I dove into the pit. I had the HasanAbi gaming team here. They actually have a wonderful surprise for you guys. I'm just going to tease it for a second. They brought something very cool. The camera's fixed now. And the bleeping noise that was coming from the PC, that's fixed as well. But the gaming team also gave a big surprise. Do you know what this is? Do you know what kind of controller this is? They brought a Nintendo GameCube. And the reason why they brought a Nintendo GameCube, you might be wondering. You might be thinking to yourself, why did they bring a Nintendo GameCube? And that's because I've never had a Nintendo GameCube, and therefore I never was able to play a very important game. Metal Gear Solid, the Twin Snakes. Do you see this? The absolute holy grail of all grails. Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes. Now this is Metal Gear Solid 1. I've played Metal Gear Solid 1. I played it on an emulator on my PSP at the time. I think I played it on a PSP. One of my proudest gaming achievements was being able to beat Psy without actually ever flicking the controller over, because the PSP doesn't have a second controller port, as you guys know. Very important gaming accomplishment. A lot of people don't even know that you can technically beat that boss without flipping your controller over. Having said that, I was able to do that on the PSP emulator. Now, one of the greatest games of all time, and I will hopefully be able to work on it. Yeah, Psycho Mantis. How's your finger? It's fine. I worked out this morning. I'll get to that in a second. But so that's all fine and dandy. Watched numerous episodes of The Pit. I believe I was on like episode 8. And ironically enough, I started off on episode 8 thinking that there was only 2 more episodes left. But my mom and I were locked in. Straight up locked in on this freaking show. Okay. We could not keep our eyes off of The Pit. It was 14 episodes or 15 episodes. Didn't even realize. And we just kept watching over it and over and over again. We're like, and we stayed up till 2. And at a certain point, I turned to my mom. I looked at the time. I was like, it's 1:30. And I looked at my mom and I was like, I know this is a good show because you're not asleep right now. Because she normally 20 minutes into any show falls asleep. But on this show, she did not. I said, I finished The Pit last night, was locked in till 2 a.m. Amazing show, touched on everything. Labor issues, hospitals running like a business, medical racism, incels, mass shootings. They even talk about doctors experiencing fat phobia. It's an incredible show. It is an incredible show. They talk about basically every aspect of ethics in medicine. And they don't even, you know, serve it to you. They basically abide by the principle of show don't tell, where they very rarely try to make a serious lesson out of it. It's more so just in the backdrop where, like, if you know, you know, if you understand, you understand. And it is amazing. It is amazing. It is incredibly graphic. If you are if you have no tolerance for that sort of thing, you can't watch it. But if you do have a tolerance for that sort of thing, I highly recommend it. From all of the emergency room nurses and doctors I've talked to, at least, like, they have said that this is closely resembles what happens in an emergency room. It's on Max, it's on HBO Max, and they don't overdo it. The gore, they definitely overdo it. They definitely overdo it. I mean, it's a lot. There's a full frontal birth. There's everything. Everything is in it. It is incredibly realistic, and I loved it. I loved it so much. It's also, much like 24, shot primarily with track shots that greatly increases the tension, and also is shot in real time. So every episode is actually an hour. So it shows basically a 15-hour shift in a Pittsburgh hospital, in the emergency room of a Pittsburgh hospital. I gave it a 9 out of 10. It is an amazing show. I highly recommend it. They don't overdo the woke. I mean, yeah, they don't. They just, like, it's not annoying. It's not annoying. It's not like I'm teaching you a lesson right now. It's more so polite conversations happening amongst medical specialists and the common pitfalls, like the common shortfalls that like even experienced doctors fall into. It's not preachy at all. It's fantastic. Yeah, they cover doctor PTSD from the COVID era as well. There's a lot. There's so much going on in it. Who's your favorite character? Mine is the geeky blonde and the boss's daughter. Oh, it's not even a freaking question, dude. I forget her name, but it's the Indian lady. Not the doctor's daughter. Not the young doctor. I mean, aside from, I love, Mohan. I think Dr. Mohan, she is my queen. Dr. Samira Mohan is my fucking queen, okay? She is the best. She's the best. I would love to have a doctor like her. Cares about the patients, sits there with you, hears from you. Obviously, I would love to have a doctor like Dr. Robbie as well. I mean, he's the GOAT, Dr. Mike Rabinowitz. But I like all of them. I even end up, by the end of it, I even developed an appreciation for the annoying one. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, Santos. Yeah, even Santos is like a pretty interesting character. They're all interesting. They're all great. That's just most family doctors here in Canada. You can have a Canadian doctor. I can't because I'm not in Canada. Anyway, great show. Fantastic. I know the Bethesda Oblivion remake is shadow dropping tomorrow. I'm actually kind of stoked on it. I'm not going to lie to you. I'll be honest. I'll be straight up. I'll be honest with you. Okay. It is. My mic is peaking. Is it? Is it actually? Am I too loud? But, I'll be no. Okay, good. I heard that the Oblivion Shadow Drop remake is actually going to completely rework its combat system, that it's going to have like what do you call it? It's going to have like Dark Souls style fight mechanics. That's what I've heard. Like, which I think is crazy. Would another chatter let me know if he's already covered the Pope? Yeah, this is your doctor. Okay, bro. Why are you posting sexy photos of my doctor? That's messed up. I like her character. It's not like that. But yeah, are you doing the Metal Gear Marathon until the release of the third one? I mean, I'm going to try to tailor it around the release of the third one. Okay, so folks, we're going to be talking about the Pope in a second. But yeah, anyway, I've been eating like shit. Okay. Let me also explain something to you. Here's my moment of confessing my sin. Okay. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. I have been engaging in carbicide. Okay. I have been engaging in faticide. I've been eating too much. I've been eating like shit for the past 3 weeks. Yeah, because my dad's here. Okay. That's it. I don't like to put the blame on others in a situation like this, because ultimately it is my lack of self-control. But because I know my limitations in terms of my lack of self-control, I usually am able to design my life in a way where I can avoid certain traps. Well, when my dad is here, it's fucking impossible. I had Sun and Dung last night. I have no personal responsibility. The woke Pope passes after. But, the other side of the story, of course, is that despite the fact that I'm pigging out, okay, despite the fact that I'm kind of pigging out, it's also improving my workouts. So there's that side of it as well. I mean, I'm pumping, dude. I'm pumping. Look at this. Look at this. This is 245 pounds, bro. This is craziness. Look at how I put this up. It's not even a thing for me, dude. I'm dropping it. I'm pumping it. Look at how you cheap bouncing on the bar. Okay, calm down, dude. Calm down. What's your cardio right now like, King? Yeah, I had more in me, but anyway, listen. That's the one benefit. That's the one benefit of it, of eating a lot. It allows me to also lift a lot more. Like, but, the treats I'm converting into gains basically. But having said that, I got to get better at basketball again. Despite everything you talk about, this is easily the gayest part of your stream. Oh, 100%. I just have to get better at basketball again. I have to get better at cardio again. I have to lock in on my diet again. These are all major issues for me. I need to fix all of these issues, let me tell you. Because summer is around the corner and I've been gaining some weight. I'm like 235 right now. I'm like fucking packing it on. I'm about to be chubby by the time I get to summer. What is this?
Hasan's stream just died. Freaking idiot.
What?
My stream would never. Okay, who's ready? Here, this is the list. Tell me which one you get excited about. Chocolate chip cupcake.
Come on, man. Why you gotta do me like this? Anyway, sparking. All right, nothing wrong with packing on some weight and muscle. Just recon with basketball and cardio all summer. Been built for the fall and the holidays. I might actually, do you find Dr. Abbott attractive? Which one is Dr. Abbott? This is what Austin was doing instead of the pod, by the way.
Different mother. Well, no, because you get the egg, all right, you get the eggs from somebody. Like, okay, hold on, hear me out. I'm cooking. Let me cook. All right. You get the eggs from one woman. Okay. So it makes them siblings. You inject the eggs into two separate women. God, this sounds so fucked up.
Oh, I love him. He's sick too. He's cool as fuck. Yeah, Dr. Abbott is sick too. Pokemon comes out with the most tone deaf take in a while. Lol at HasanAbi. Rich people need to shut the fuck up sometimes. What happened? Ava love us all. What happened now? Let me guess. Pokimane says something that if your favorite content creator said, you would probably celebrate, but because she said it and everybody fucking hates her, it's becoming a big deal because all the most annoying people despise her. Is that what it is? Is that what happened? And then now I will throw my hat in the ring by making a take about it, and then everyone will fucking yell at me too and call me a simp or whatever the fuck. I don't give a shit, okay? She said Bezos is bad, the monster. Certain celebrities trying to claim you're a secret Nazi now. Okay, brother. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Oh, boy. What is this? What is the Pokimane take?
Someday we'll have a revolution like that in America. Right? It's getting there, right?
We already have one.
Pokimane calls out rich people while being a multimillionaire. She gets corrected and then says about the ultra giga rich, not her.
What's going on?
The wealth disparity is getting bad.
The wage gap, I hate that shit.
No, wealth disparity.
Wealth disparity.
Wage gap is like between men and women. Men and women, we love each other.
Facts.
And we hate the rich. Anyways. Too much.
Aren't you the rich?
No. Like the ultra rich. The ultra giga rich.
Wow. I'm very mad. I'm very mad at this. No, by my estimation, Pokimane is the wealthiest person on the planet. Why the fuck would she ever say that? I mean, yeah, she is rich. She misspoke. Like, what the fuck? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Pokimane is lower middle class? No, the fuck she isn't. Shut up. Also, this class dynamic is idiotic anyway. The only class dynamic that you need to fucking focus on is capital ownership versus wage labor. Oh my God. Bro, you can't deny it's tone deaf. It's exactly the type of shit I would have fucking said, and then it would have gotten ethered, which it probably will. If Asmus said this and Chuds would call him based. Yeah, of course Pokimane is fucking rich. Of course. The irony here is that she is not responsible for the fucking disparity of wealth. She's talking about systemic inequality born out of all of the super wealthy billionaires and corporate executives that have designed society in a way where you get fucked over. And then you literally lose your shit at like a Twitch streamer saying that. You lose your shit at a Twitch streamer saying that. A Twitch streamer that does not have an issue, does not have any issue whatsoever with restoring some semblance of wealth equality. I don't know. I don't know why people do this. I mean, they do this to me all the fucking time too. It's so stupid. Streamers themselves are not, they're not victims in any case. So it doesn't really matter. We are profoundly privileged. We are incredibly fucking rich. We're incredibly lucky. And we certainly are in the bracket of like very fortunate people. But I think it's because of the the closeness that most streamers have to being normal people at a certain point in their lives, as opposed to like a guy who's been a multi-billionaire for the past decade or so. Most streamers have a much nicer and much better understanding of what it used to be like when they didn't have fucking money, and therefore have takes like this. You want rich people to have takes like this. It's very fucking annoying that people yell at rich people that have takes like this.
The unnecessarily
you have to clarify. They're gonna clip that, and it's gonna make you look bad.
Oh,
you gotta say the billionaires.
The billionaires.
Because you are rich.
The Bezos.
You can't be.
I mean, he was right, and they did clip it regardless. This is literally her being less dumb than everyone else in the room, explaining the difference between millionaires and the ultra rich who control the country even out of office is so stupid. No, you don't understand, brother. You don't understand. It's actually Pokimane that is responsible for the disparity of wealth in this country. Actually, I prefer if she loved being rich and defended Jeff Bezos, because then I could be mad at her for that instead. Yeah, I wonder how that would work. Would that cause all the incels to be like revolutionary Marxists for a moment? I guess they LARP like that all the time. Yeah. You like Pokimane's content? My friend Isaac loves it, but she stole the rubber bands. Look. What is the stealing of the rubber bands? Isaac stole the rubber bands from Pokimane. Isaac Lima stole. What is this person saying, bro? Get out of here, dude. My cutoff for rich is private jet money. If you have private jet money, then you can survive potential life-threatening medical emergencies such as breast cancer without going entirely bankrupt or losing your house. There's like 10 streamers. Most of us are, wait, what? No, there are way more than 10 streamers who can potentially survive a potentially life-threatening medical emergency such as breast cancer without getting entirely bankrupt, for the record. That's a lot. Private jet money and surviving fucking medical bankruptcy are entirely different brackets. Just so you understand. That is a very different bracket of wealth. Anyway, let's blast off. Have you considered going live with the Houthis? Do you think they would eat up your identity politics like the rest of these morally bankrupted rejects? What? Hey, have you considered going to live with the Houthis? Do you think they would eat up your identity politics? I like that you're hitting like numerous angles here. You're like, oh, you fucking dumbass. You love doing woke identity politics, but also part of being woke and doing identity politics is also loving the Houthis, which I hate. But also I like that they don't do identity politics. Like, you're so fucking confused, man. Where are you in the world, dude? Figure out your worldview first before coming at me like this, okay? Do you like the fact that Houthis don't do identity politics? Is that what it is? No, you love their violence, question mark? Don't you love the violence? You seemingly love the violence too. You're like, oh, I love when the American government blows them up. You know? No, you don't. Wait, you don't? Who do you think is a more violent force? A country that is on the edge of the Red Sea that is actively trying to thwart a much more powerful nation from committing a genocide against a population that they are the belligerent occupier of? Or the most powerful country on the planet that is literally punishing them with unlimited bombs for the crime of trying to do something about the other country that's doing a genocide? No, no, no. It's who is capable of more violence. What do you mean? Who do you think is more capable of violence? The fucking Houthis or the American military, dumbass? What are you talking about? Yes, in terms of morality, in terms of the morality here, the Houthis are absolutely, regardless of their domestic politics or whatever, the Houthis are absolutely on a higher moral playing field than the country doing a genocide and the country defending said genocide. That's it. Address the point that I'm making rather than pointing at how these guys are scary brown terrorists or whatever. Yeah, by attacking people that didn't attack them. This does not make any sense. A random fucking Palestinian baby did not attack Israel. Okay? And yet Israel is doing a genocide on a random Palestinian baby. You will never be able to comprehend what I'm talking about, I think. Do you believe Israel never brought race into this? You did? What? Okay. Listen to my words. Do you think Israel is doing a genocide or not? Do you think Israel is doing a live stream baby murder or not? Every day, every week. Israel is engaging in death, destruction, and carnage in the Gaza Strip. Yes or no? Will you deny reality? Or will you recognize it? Yeah, and so is Hamas. Okay, no. Don't do the so is Hamas bullshit, okay? Israel is doing multiple October 7s on a weekly basis to the entire Palestinian population as the belligerent occupier, which is completely fucking illegal. So, obvious liar rat, you got really fucking mad about some basic facts here. What are you talking about? 800 to 400, okay? 800 to 400, 1,200 total. 1,200 total. That's the number, the death toll of October 7. Israel kills 1,200 people with a much higher civilian per enemy combatant rate than Hamas ever did. This means that Israel is far, far, far greater of an evil than Hamas is, right? So if you believe that Israel, if you recognize the truth that just say you hate the Jews, but I don't, you want me to lie to you so that you can feel more comfortable about your position. Because deep down inside, you understand that you're immoral, that your perspective is incorrect. So you have to fantasize about a thing that I don't believe to make it feel like that's the reason why I'm saying the things that I'm saying. Because if you recognize that we are both operating on the same moral playing field, then all of a sudden it becomes problematic for you to try and engage in this kind of silly-ass defense of Israel while simultaneously maintaining the position that Israel is still doing bad things. Okay? Stay eyes on the prize. Stay locked in. So you recognize that Israel is committing a genocide. If you recognize that Israel, then it's understandable that countries around the region should do something about that, right? To the best of their ability. Like during the Holocaust in Nazi Germany, when the Nazis were overtaking the entirety of Eastern Europe, for example, there were people that were also trying to cut off the supply lines of the Nazi military. Do you feel like those people were in the wrong? Do you feel like those people did not have any right to cut off supply lines to Nazi Germany? Or do you feel like that was an appropriate action to take? I personally think that that was an appropriate action to take. And that's precisely why I think that the Houthis trying to block shipping lanes into Israel to try and force some kind of economic penalty to the state of Israel that is currently doing a genocide to the Palestinian population is perfectly moral and perfectly just. This is the assessment. You either agree with that or you don't agree with that. Anything beyond the conversation keep scrolling down. Why aren't you showing my messages? Because I don't give a shit about all of these other goalpost moving ass takes that you're trying to engage in. Super, super simple question that I asked you. Is 9/11 good? Of course not. Shut the fuck up. Now listen to what I have to say. If you want to have an honest conversation, I will have an honest conversation with you. But it doesn't seem like you want to have an honest conversation. That's why you're fucking vomiting out as many takes as you possibly can about other people now. Not even just about my takes or my perspective that you misunderstand, but now you're just trying to fucking blast as many random takes as you possibly can because you got that moment of attention. So listen to what I'm saying. If you recognize that Israel is committing a genocide, which it is, okay, then you have to understand that countries that are trying to stop Israel from continuing this genocide are actually on the right side of history. They're actually doing something that is moral. Stopping shipping into Israel or into the region to incur economic penalties to Israel, to force economic penalties on top of Israel for the crime of doing a genocide is perfectly valid and perfectly moral. This is precisely the reason why it is appropriate. It is appropriate for me to say what I say about the Ansar Allah movement. This is not about their domestic politics. This is not about like tribal affairs. This is not about, the mistreatment of women or whatever the fuck. These are all completely irrelevant in this conversation. That's it. Do you agree with the resistance movements that tried to cut off supply lines into the Nazi military or not during the Holocaust? If you agree with that, then you agree with what the Houthis are doing. Wrong. Killing people is never moral. Don't act like you aren't doing the same thing. Yes, you are supporting them. Wait, what do you mean? Yes, I am. I am saying that. I'm saying why I'm supporting the actions that the Ansar Allah movement has taken in the Red Sea. Do you think that I'm hiding this? Do you think that this is a secret? It is a big part of my commentary on this process. Yes, I am. The idea that killing people is never moral is a silly take to make here. I agree with that as well. Killing people is never moral. Okay, so why act like I'm the only one changing the subject? Wait, what? Okay, well, I'm sorry. I think you're a little too stupid to have a conversation with. I've charitably tried to describe something to you, and I think you're too stupid to understand the words that are coming out of my mouth, especially considering that I'm not changing the subject. I'm staying on subject. The subject started off with the Houthis. I explained it to you. I explained my position on the matter, and I asked you what your worldview is in this process. That's it. Okay, you dense motherfucker. Some of you guys are so rude. It's pretty funny how rude like random chatters think they can get because I entertained what they had to say for a brief moment. Like that's so crazy how rude that guy got. Am I wild? You called him stupid is fair game? No. Yeah, I called him stupid after he demonstrated his stupidity. He came in with a bait post, right? He came in with a bait post. I still tried to walk him through the steps. I still tried to walk him through, what my worldview was in this process. And he refused. He wasn't interested in it at all. And instead, he turned around and kept vomiting out other fucking bad faith talking points. I still tried to get him to focus on the initial point of contention. He was insulting me from the start. I think I was pretty fair. You punch, you get to be punched back, man. Don't call him stupid and just close the chat and move on next time. Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw what just took place. Am I crazy? Did I not just experience what I experienced? Do you think it's appropriate for someone to come in here and be like, I bet you could, why don't you go live with the Houthis, dude? Fucking, why don't you go live with the Houthis? I bet they would hate your identity politics. Like, think about the politics of the person that you're defending in this process. I know some of you are also equally dense and you immediately engage in chatter's rights as takes, but like just really reconsider what the politics of the person that you're defending are. Nah, he was stupid. I'm not disagreeing, but if someone calls me stupid, I'm not going to react nicely. Yeah, he did not come in initially. Think about this. I did not call him stupid off the jump. I said he was stupid after he was behaving in a stupid manner. I didn't start off with, oh, you're a dumb motherfucker. I start off, despite the fact that he was very clearly uncharitable, I started off by trying to walk him through the steps. Okay? Yes, I'm a human being, and at a certain point, I'm just going to call someone being stupid, a stupid person. Be more effective than using insults. Minus 1,000 aura. I think we've started off on the wrong foot on this Monday. I'm gonna bring us back on the appropriate trajectory now. Did you blast off yet, or did these rats steal that from you? No, I forgot to blast off. The woke pope passes after meeting JD Vance, sparking demonic rumors. Who said three-guide Lamau? By the way, Asmongold took a week off, so be prepared for the worst takes imaginable to hit the chat. Oh, that's what's going on. Wait, why did Asmongold take the week off? Yeah, chatter's rights, baby. Chatter lives matter. That's how a lot of people approach subject matter. They don't even consider it. He called you a terrorist. You called him dense. If I was you, I'd say many other things. I know. We already know. Do not perpetuate the rumors of... We need to perpetuate the rumors of JD Vance being demonic. Perpetuate the rumors? You mean the fucking truth, chatter. What rumors? JD Vance visited the Pope. The Pope immediately died after JD Vance visited him. I'm sorry. That's demonic. That's not a rumor at that point, okay? That's just what happened, what took place. You should take a week off too. So many people with nowhere to go. I will never take a week off unless I die. So, okay, let me blast off, ladies and gentlemen. Signal Gate 2.0 hits the Pentagon. Tariff convos were a massive failure. The admin has no defense of deportations and more. Get in it now. We'll of course talk about Israel also giving a light penalty to the people that engaged in a assassination and cover-up of the healthcare workers in Gaza. So yeah, Jorkin the Peanuts Vance, dude. Just kill the Pope Vance. Market is tanking. What the fuck, man? Chatter, that is every day.